someone I've had a lot of belief in, and it's so wonderful to see that belief fructify. He's now a national, if not international, sensation, Pratik Gandhi. Good to see you. How are you? Life must be very, very hectic, running from one interview to another and still
Yeah, but
working.
so yeah, and current situation is helping in this particular kind of scenario because I'm at my place, just changing t-shirts, and that's it. I don't have to travel.
Pratik, everybody in the West, especially theatre people and people who are involved in Gujarati cinema and Gujarati theatre, know you. But pan India, Pratik Gandhi has been an unknown name till Scam 1992 happened. So, I mean, I, for one, was heard about you, called you into my studio, did a wonderful interview during Mohan No Masalo. And subsequently, Hansal also says that the first time that he saw you on stage and he appreciated you was Mohan No Masalo. But I'd like you to give audiences pan India a perspective of what Pratik Gandhi was doing before Scam 1992, before Mohan No Masalo, your career in theatre and cinema, and even before that, when you were not a part of the media.
Oh, oh, that's a lovely thing. I still remember our first interview during Mohan Namaskar. And I had a fanboy moment when I met you. So again, I mean, this is the second time that we are connected. So I'm really excited about this. Uh, as far as my journey and who I am is concerned, so I'm an industrial engineer by education and an actor by passion, and both these things happened together. I kept working on in both these fields for almost 14 15 years, from 2004 till 2016. And during all these things I kept doing my theater. I was a part of full-time corporate world. It was a full-time job I had, and it was a corporate profile. So a lot of presentations and manpower planning and org structure designing and all those corporate jargons. And with that, I kept doing theater. So I did almost around 20 odd plays in Gujarati, Hindi, and English, mostly in Gujarati though, and that too in experimental theater circuit. Gujarati theater world is very big, but in commercial circuit. So I kept doing experimental with a lot of reasons. First reason is that that's where I got to learn and I got to explore my craft. Other reason is I could not travel a lot with my corporate job, so I had to select a field where I can learn, do my the passion that I have, but I can pursue that passion, and at the same time I can be a part of this. So put all these things put together, experimental theater helped me. uh, it helped me uh, you know create that finesse in my craft, and more so the monologues that I had been doing from last almost 8 years now. Majority of the monologues that I did were all like 2 hours, 1.5 hours monologue, and that gave me a lot of insight on how to create a character and how to captivate the audience with your simple body movements and eyes. Because I'm the only one on stage, walking on stage without saying a line for 1 minute, and when you have 500 people looking at you, the biggest challenge is that I should be doing something so interestingly as a character without saying a line that they don't go to their WhatsApp, because the span of attention these days is very, very limited. So that's the basic training that I had. Then 2012 Bayar happened, which is the first Gujarati film that I did. That changed a lot of things for the entire Gujarati film industry also, and the whole team of that film also. After 2 years, I did my second film, which is Wrong Side Raju, which won national award, and that's when a lot of things changed for me. I started getting a lot of offers, but then I had a full-time job, so I could not take those frequent offers for films. And that was a time where I had to decide and I had to take a call that now I'll have to get into it full time. And I took that leap of faith. And since then, I guess I had done almost 10 Gujarati films, 2 Hindi films. And Scam 1992 is the biggest project of my career till now from mainstream. So that's a journey in nutshell.
Beautiful. Most friends of mine who have given up day jobs, who have given up corporate jobs, the biggest thing on their mind has been, I'm joining a slightly unsure profession. How will I get that monthly pay packet to take care of my wife and child? unless they belong to business families where there is money in the kitty, and the father or the mother says, Pratik, I'll take care of you, and you can struggle for those few months. Was that a tough decision to do, or did you have enough family money in the kitty?
Okay, so as far as the family money is concerned, my family is all, they were all teachers. So the teaching business, that's the
Salaried
only thing
employees.
that
Yeah.
we do. Yeah, salaried employees. And even after being Gujaratis, we were not into finance. And nobody, could do anything big in finance ever. So that was not a question in my life ever. The only thing is that I kept doing my corporate job for almost nine years in corporate. Rest other for 5 6 years, I was a freelance consultant engineer. So full-fledged corporate job gave me some stability in terms of that money and all, and that was working both ways. It was beyond a point. It was even scaring me that what if I leave this? And every year, 10% increment in the salary. That means every year you think that 10% extra. If I leave the job today, I have to earn 20 lakhs per annum because that's the current salary. If I
Yeah.
leave next year, then it's going to be 22 lakhs per annum. And it's a notional figure in your mind. But my father had once told me a beautiful line, and that worked very well for me, like a magic. He said, see, what if you follow your dream? You might stay in a smaller house. You might move around in a smaller car or without a car for that matter. But you will be leading a very satisfied and happy life. And that's what matters. Like with whatever knowledge that you have, you will do something at least, so that your bread and butter and things will work. Just be assured that you do whatever that you do should be from your heart. I mean, it's a very bookish and a cliche line, but coming from a teacher is absolutely believable.
Yeah, I completely agree.
And that's what worked with me. So in 2016, I bought a house in Bombay. I took a huge loan, and because I was a corporate employee, so I got a loan also. After doing that, I left the job. So that was a risky moment in my life actually. But yeah, what you said is right. Complete family support in terms of that emotional support. They said that we are there with you because you have made up your mind, and we can see that this is the only thing that you will be happy with. So just go for it. Rest things will be managed, and that's how it is.
I want to know who auditioned you first. Was it Hansal, having seen Mohan Masalo, telling Mukesh Chabra, audition this boy? Or did Mukesh Chabra's office call you directly and say, come and audition for this?
I think it worked both ways because Hansal sir called me first, and he's watched both these films, B.A.R. Wrong Side Raju, and the theater also that he spoke to you, and he said that this particular for this particular character he could feel that I am the one who can pull it off, and that's what he told me off lately also. Then when I went for an audition, Mukesh Chabra's team they briefed me about this character and all. Then I met Hansal sir. He had watched that audition also, and everything worked. But he said before even your audition came, I was game for it. That this is it. This is where I want to go.
Wonderful. And did you at any point during the filming of it, Pratik, feel that we are on to something big here? IMDb now says that this is the largest web series ever to come out of India. I mean, we're talking about a 9.6 out of 10 rating. So, everything else has just been pushed to the side, all the sacred games and this and that. And now this is going to some Narcos kind of level. But sometimes actors have a gut feeling. Other times they are a little pessimistic, saying, "Mujhe zyada nahi sochna chahiye." But what did you feel at any point during episode 3, 4, 5? Did you feel, boss, something big might happen in this?
So ever since we started talking about this, we had first narration types, readings and all. The way I spoke to Hansal sir, because this is my first project with him, I had always been his fan. The kind of work that he did. So one thing was sure in my mind that this is going to be a good project that I'll be proud about. Because so many experienced team members were there that I was assured about that, that this is going to be a good project. But this will become this big was not at all in my wildest dream ever.
Harshad Mehta was a peculiar person, very unique.
Yeah,
He was a criminal, but he didn't believe he was a criminal. He
yeah,
felt that what he's doing is perfectly justified, and it's a game that it's only in the end where a little bit of that guilt seems to be seeping in or through. To play a character like that, and you don't look anything like him, and everybody
Yeah.
understands that. Did you see old video footage? Did you read The Scam by Sujata Dalal and Devashish? Take me into the what the preparation was, or did you say, I just want to put enough Pratik Gandhi into this?
Okay. So, see, as far as the characterization is concerned, as you correctly said, me and Hansel sir, we were very clear that we don't want to mimic him or we don't want to make him caricaturish. So, we were nowhere, we were trying to be too close to him as far as the look is concerned because I can't fit in that frame. My face cut is different. His face is roundish and squarish. Mine is a longer face. So his mustache is different. So first we tried those look, but it didn't work. And so then we decided that जितना वजन मैं बढ़ा सकता हूँ मैं बढ़ाऊंगा to create that huge frame. And I gained 18 kilo weight, huge big belly, double chin, and all those that I tried. And the mustache also that we had to change to fit into my face cut. Apart from that, the kind of thing that you observed, those the emotional shift, his temperament is shifting. Uh, See, I personally love playing those complex human emotions, even on stage and all. And here the challenge is absolutely interesting, where entire world has perceived him as a wrong guy, as a villain. There are a lot of theories around him there on internet, lot of research material available. And the book itself and our script itself was 550 pages, a detailed research document. After reading everything, after going through everything, and I had also seen that famous interview of Harshad Mehta with Pritish Nandi, to understand the emotions and how he emotes when he talks, that smirk, that something in his eyes which says a lot of things that I don't know, what is going inside, whether he's sure about it or he's not sure, but he's putting a strong face and a lot of things were there. And the biggest challenge is, even after knowing everything, approach the character neutrally and keep it open for audience's interpretation. So, as you correctly said, that he did something wrong, but in his mind, he never did anything wrong because he was playing with the system with a lot of other people were already doing and playing it. And that was his strong feel inside that's how it is. That's how he should be a part of the game. And Hansel sir gave me full freedom to create the character the way I want, with only one disclaimer that do whatever you want, even with your physicality, but make everything a part of your body. It can't look forced.
The thing is that you've been aged very beautifully. Even your
Yeah,
receding hairline, some of your skin going a little older and rough.
yeah,
And of course, the mustache and putting on the weight. And you just said 18 kilos, right? 18
yeah,
kilos.
yeah. One it.
And all that is the physicality, and you become a little loose shouldered as opposed to the arrogance. But when I see now there are no spoilers because it's been out for 3 weeks. When I see the confessional video, when he asks
Yeah,
his brother to shoot the confessional video, the pain in the eyes, I think, was one of the best bits of acting I've seen in Indian cinema. And the early parts where the sheer arrogance of that chap saying,
yeah.
get the Lexus and get this and that. Uh, I haven't seen an Indian actor do that, and this is a massive compliment to you. Since, or even any actor, since Leonardo DiCaprio did that in The Wolf of Wall Street, the sheer arrogance came in. So, these are all wonderful moments of your performance for me. Was there anything that was most difficult to do? Is there any scene in the 10 episodes that you just couldn't wrap your head around? And you said, how am I going to do this?
Yeah, so the biggest, I mean, the most difficult thing for me is to use curse words because I generally don't use it in real life. So in the entire script, wherever that I have used those curse words, maybe 4 or 5 times,
Yeah.
it becomes very, I have to make it a part of myself that yeah, this is coming from within because I can say the 2 pager monologue fluently, but the moment curse words comes, the energy drops is what I observed in myself. So that's where I actually had to put a lot of energy, a lot of concentration to do that. And as far as this emotional travel is concerned, so that's the emotional graph that I had prepared for the character in my mind. That first, he's a dreamer in his early days, and he wants to become an achiever. He wants to create success story for himself. So there is a lot of confidence in him that I can do anything. I'll go and meet anybody. I know I can break through any kind of wall. that the travel from confidence to overconfidence to arrogance to ego was a very beautiful travel. And these are so thin line between each and every phase that beyond a point, a person who's involved in it will not be able to realize also. And that's what happens with him. And on the contrary, that Ashwin Bhai's character, who almost worked as an alter ego, and he constantly stops him. That's a very beautiful relation also, and a portrayal also. That's what I loved about it. That's where all these pain in eyes and all those things that I kept trying.
Yeah,
And that yeah.
and there is only one point where the brothers hug each other. Otherwise,
Yes.
there is always some kind of a darar, for the lack of any word in English, and that was a very poignant moment. Uh, this obviously has changed you as a human being.
Oh, that's a very beautiful thing about it. With you, that scene. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, a beautiful moment about that scene. Complete that. I lost you because of the internet connection.
Yeah. About this, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So the beautiful thing about that scene is that both these brothers that hug each other. The scene was only that Ashwin has come to make medicines, and he says that take care of yourself. We'll figure out some way out of it. And that's when Hansal sir came and he just told me in my ears that surprise your brother. He just said that surprise him. We want to see that emotional peak here. Just surprise him or whatever that you feel like. So Hemant didn't even know that what I'm going to do. And at that point, I felt, holding his hand and hugging him.
Wow.
So that came out so natural to the camera that he, and in fact, Hansal sir has kept that shot only. He didn't go for close-ups.
Beautiful. That's a wonderful behind the scene nugget. You have to change as a human being after going through all these typhoon of emotions. And Harshad Mehta's story is a big lesson to us, because you see the sheer greed overtaking a man. It starts off with small things like let's get a Lexus, and then it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And even when he sees a friend committing suicide and he comes for the funeral, it's what have I done? Uh, I've seen that arrogance. As a journalist, you see that arrogance in people as they are going up. I've also seen that arrogance in people who are not wealthy, in people who have Gandhian philosophies,
Oh yes.
because because they say, I am unlike him.
Yeah.
I am not flashy. I am this and that. I am very simple. So they have their arrogance in the simplicity, and there are people who have the arrogance in the money.
Very well said. Yeah.
And and that to both to me are very telling comments. And how much has Pratik Gandhi changed? What are the lessons he has learned from Harshad Mehta's life? What are the lessons he has learned from 1992 scam?
I think from Harshit Mehta's life, the biggest lesson that anybody can learn, or what actually worked for me also, it's a very interesting insight that even after knowing that greed, is the biggest enemy of humankind. We know this since ages in all our sagas, also in our mythology, and everywhere that we know this. But still, we have that, and still we can't come out of it. It is on the face. You see people around you going through hell because of this, but still it is there with us. So that's the biggest revelation that now at least understand. This is a current scenario in the whole world is telling us that it's all myth. Nothing is going to be there for you, with you forever.
You're right. Very well put. Jay, I don't know much about Jay Mehta. I mean, Hansal, I've known through the years, interviewing him. We are acquaintances, we are friends, we are able to talk to each other. And Hansal is obviously very proud of Jay's contribution to this. During my
Yes.
conversation with him, a couple of times he mentioned saying, this is Jay's. Just a little bit about Jay, please. What he brought to the table as co-director. And they seem to be like a good combination. Old school values and
Ah,
new
matlab
age
that works
techniques.
like, yeah, that works like wonder. Absolutely a wonderful combination. And I haven't seen them talking on set. So they know what each other, they understand each other so well that without even communicating, they know that now this is going to happen this way, this will happen this way. So Jai is understanding right from the script to the characters to even he also thinks about the edit points at time. Okay, this is how we are going to do it. This is where we'll do it. and handling the massive script of 550 pages. So the entire content, if you see, is almost as good as 5 films, 900, 9.5 hours. So thinking through everything constantly for 90 days of shoot is a humongous task. And Jai is so cool. I mean, he handles things so. There's the genes. I guess the gene. It's a genetic design of Mehta's. What worked for them.
Well said. There are titans who are in this. When you have scenes with people like Rajat Kapoor and when you have scenes with people like Anant Mahadevan, you have to up your game, irrespective
Yeah.
of how much theatre you have done, irrespective of how much Gujarati cinema you have done. Was there any apprehension or nervousness? Were there lots of rehearsals? Were there butterflies in the stomach? Or did you feel that your craft will stand you in good stead having worked on it for so long?
Yeah, so I had a lot of butterflies when I saw these guys coming on set and all, because almost a fanboy moment that happened with me, because I have seen them. I've grown up watching them, and Rajat Kapoor is a fantastic actor. He's so effortless, so effortless. The moment he started working on set, I felt that what is it? Is he saying the dialogue or he's just saying his own words? He was that fluent.
Yeah.
And so, what I understood is that you don't have to have any facade in front of you as an actor. Just be true to your craft and connected to your soul. So you don't have to act once the director says action, and that's the fun.
Very beautifully put. And some of the newer actors, Shreya's, done a web series, a film with Imran Hashmi. She's again done such a splendid job, very natural. The girl who plays your wife, the
Yeah,
guy who plays your
Anjali.
brother. These are all, like I said, pan India. They are not as well known, and must have been so wonderful working with them.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. In fact, you see so many people that I have worked a lot on theater also from this. So Chirag Vora, who played Bhushan Bhatt's character, Jai Upadhyay, who played Pranav Shet's character, the Pranav Shet's character, even Hemant Kher, who played my brother's character, Ashwin Bhai's character. So we have worked on stage together. Anjali, I met for the first time in this series, and she has done a lot of things online, on these YouTube series. So she is the first person that I know who came to this level from YouTube,
Beautiful.
acting from home, making those small videos where she started.
That's wonderful. So, what are you working on now, Pratik? Have you moved on to your next project? Are there, because people are slowly getting back to shooting? Are you
Yeah,
doing a Gujarati project? What is on next on the anvil?
yeah. So my earlier commitments of Gujarati films are going to go on floor soon, and other mainstream projects are coming my way. People are narrating me, so let's see how fast can we go on floor. But yeah, I'm waiting for some real good characters to create.
And the scripts that people are sending you are interesting so far. Something
Oh
catching your.
yes, because of OTT and the entire web world these days, people are open for experiments, and these experiments that you see in scripts also, and with the artists also. So that's an interesting space to be in.
And will you keep going back to the theatre? Because I see Nasir Saab is one person who, despite all the fame, the adulation, and the money, at strategic points, he keeps going back to the theatre. Such is the love for that medium. Do you visualize yourself doing that? Or, what happens with OTT and film and regional is that you get caught in this whole circle of shooting 6 7 days a week, and sometimes it's difficult to go back to the theater. How are you going to plan your life? Are you going to give yourself enough breathing room, or are people advising you saying, boss, abhi loha garam hai, maar lo and keep taking on work?
No, so theater, I consider theater is my gym where I go and practice my craft. Okay, when I go in the real commercial world, it's a knockout match. I don't get another chance.
Hmm.
I have to prove there and there itself. So theater is where I constantly learn and I constantly get that energy. So theater is completely on. Even in Gujarati films also, that's what I kept doing. The moment I do one film, immediately after that I want to have one new play. And throughout the year I keep doing at least 3 4 shows a month wherever I get a chance, because that's what keeps me alive. So I'm waiting for theaters to open up, and I'm dying to go on stage.
That's wonderful. And now you're already a celebrity in your community, but your family must be so proud. It must be so wonderful to see, because that is the genuine love, that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
from family. Yeah.
So my 6-year-old daughter, she asked me a such a sweet question. She said, Papa, what happened suddenly? Why people are saying that they are proud of you? I said, Beta, because they just saw my work. But you had been working, you were doing a lot of shows and films. Then they didn't say it because they didn't watch those things. They just watched this thing. And that actually is such a wonderful insight that every project, everything, every new thing you do is your next birth, and you are doing it for the first time. So don't, I mean, and theater teaches you big time that
Mm.
when 500 people getting up after the show and giving you standing ovation, that gives you the biggest high in this world, then this 1 million followers on social media can create,
Mm. You're right.
because they are there in front of my eyes.
Yeah. So in that aspect, you're quite the contrary to what the perception of Gujaratis is. Trader, business community, belong to a community of teachers. You're an engineer. Here you are straddling commercial success as well as artistic success. Is just wonderful. But do you agree that every Gujarati, even if he might not be in the business or trading community, understands it, because he has so many people around him in the community doing it.
Oh, yes, yes. So I mean, it's such an interesting thing. No, even after being Gujarati, I have never done anything in stock market. The moment I decided to be an engineer and do a job, there are a lot of friends who said, "Hey, yaar, why? You get into the business." I'm like, yeah, I don't have a business. My father doesn't have a business that I get into. And my entire family is into teaching business. Plus, they were all music, Haveli Sangeet and Shastriya Sangeet and all. So hardcore artists. They had nothing to do with finance. They had nothing to do with their major goals or something like this. So it's a very close knit family, and their joy is these small things. Then one show, three people, we have had a good show, and that's what we've been doing all this while.
Wonderful. Is there a very, very important scene that you love? I've asked you about what was difficult to do. You have told me the cuss words, but a
Hmm.
scene that you really love. I mean, it could be a simple scene in Scam 1992 that really touched you.
The scene that touched me the most is the last episode scene when he was taken from jail to the hospital, when he was struggling with his heart, and a lot of things were there. So that look in eyes and that moment is a brilliant moment where I have heard that in this kind of time, the person sees his entire life,
Flashing, yeah.
the flashes, and that entire flash. So without using those flashes, I had to portray in my eyes. So that's a very interesting, challenging thing as an actor that I felt.
And it's a very
And
pathetic situation for anybody to be in, being so
yeah,
rich and successful, being alone in the bench of a hospital outside,
hospital. Yeah.
for the family to come and see him that way. So these are all lessons we learn in life. And thank you for teaching us that lesson with your excellent portrayal. I'm going to let you go now because I know you have a busy day, you have other interactions scheduled. But it was such a pleasure talking to you, catching up with you. I'm very happy for your success, uh,
Thank you very
very
much.
genuinely, and I wish uh, for you more success so that we can keep experiencing the joy of seeing you on screen, on stage, and meeting you like this. Pratik
And I
Gandhi,
got
thank
to
you.
talk to you again and again like this.
God bless you. Cheers. Bye
Thank you
bye.
very
See
much.
you. Bye.
Cheers. See you.